Welcome to our channel. My name's Nick, your drag professor.
I'm Robert, your drag apprentice, and this is Drag-Cademy.
Make sure to like,
leave a comment down below,
subscribe,
and click on the notification bell
so you don't miss out on a single episode.
I don't want her doing our blessing.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Who are you talking to? There's no one else in this class but you.
Oh. I'm gonna have to let you go. You're invisible.
Are you on the phone?
No.
Anyways,
Mental health matters.
welcome to Drag-Cademy. This week, I have prepared a very special guest for you. So special, in fact, that I am not even qualified to provide it. So, I'm bringing on my best friend and co-host of our podcast, High Couture, the PotCast, Sammy, aka Slussy Vanity, to teach you and you how to tease your hair. Sammy, come here.
Wait, where's this guy? Where's this friend you've been talking about? Here I am! Yay! Yeah, so I'm gonna be taking over because some of us are more qualified to teach this than others. So,
Oh my goodness. I'm so
and that's
excited.
all shade, but you're gonna have to get out so I can get in.
Okay, bye.
Alright, good riddance. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. Which is the topic that we're getting into today, because I could go on for hours and hours about styling hair, because I can bullshit my way through anything. I genuinely have no idea how qualified I am for this, but I'm going to teach you what I know. So, and because us in the House of Vanity, we have to share knowledge.
True.
So, knowledge is power, and I am going to level you up. So, to get us started here, we're going to talk about what we're going to need, like your utensils, your instruments, that's going to set us up for success. And I have a couple different things here. I have a bunch of clips. You're going to need so many clips for sectioning, which is going to save your life for everything. But along with that, you're going to need, I would say at most, 2 brushes. I have a bunch here to give you some variety. These are obviously a detangling brush, which is going to be great for brushing out any fuck-ups that you have. But the actual teasing brushes that we're going to have are going to vary a little bit. So I got a tangled mess here. And off the bat, I have this is going to be kind of like a basic teasing brush that you'll see a lot of places and a lot of people use. It's not really, it's not very bristly. The bristles are just intentionally spaced out so that way you can get a good tease. And then you're going to have more bristly brushes, which is going to be great for more so smoothing when you actually do get a tease, but we'll get into that. So they're all going to be used for different things, and they're going to all have their pros and cons, you know? So you can tease with all of them, but, you know, it's kind of a personal preference. But another thing that you're going to need is obviously hair. You look like you have a question.
No, I'm actually just very interested to see how this works, especially more bristle for smoothing.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Then I think we should kind of get right into it. So, like I said, we're going to get started first with sectioning, because we want our life to be as easy as possible and as organized as possible. And you see here that I have all this hair clipped back, so I can have this piece here that I'm gonna tease. So, you don't want too big of a section. You want it's kind of like with rolling. You want the size of the utensil that you're gonna use. So if my brush is gonna be like this, I don't want it any bigger than that. Okay? So,
like the body of...
Yeah, so the bristles here, you don't want more hair than that's on this brush.
Understood.
So, to kind of get started, you want to have your section here. You want it to be, you're gonna want it to be pretty neat. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just kind of want it to be all together, one cohesive little unit. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna tease it, which is just kind of intentionally tangling it. So we're gonna start like kind of right in the middle. We're gonna push our brush in, and we're not pushing it all the way through. We just kind of want to give it a nice little, do you see, into that first layer of brushes. And then you're gonna pull down to the hair, to the head, I should say. And then you're gonna go same spot, do it again. And you don't want to go too hard. You want your brush to kind of go with the flow of the hair. You don't want to force it too much. And then you're just gonna keep doing that until you're slowly gonna see this kind of mess forming. And it should be overall pretty even. Do you see there that it's like bigger towards the bottom and not as big toward the middle? And that's because we were stacking that tease. So the more tease you stack on top of each other, the denser the tease is gonna be.
Gotcha.
So right now this is kind of just a very light tease. It won't do much hold, and that's gonna be kind of beneficial if you're not wanting to be like super dramatic in any kind of way, and you just want a very, very loose tease. But for
This is giving me very much aloe vera.
oh, absolutely. Please welcome to the stage, aloe vera. I think that's copyrighted. I shouldn't say that. But yeah, so we have a very light tease, and this is kind of what you would call, or you'd have here. This is this first stage, and the denser you want to go, you see, you can add, or you can condense all of this tease down by just kind of really getting those knots down towards the base, and then you just keep going up, and then
So
start
stack
over
and
again.
smush.
Yep, and then you go over it again, and then you'll slowly see kind of a pattern form, of waves. So you'll just keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that, and then it'll eventually, the more you tease it, it'll be able to like stand up on its own. So we got a kind of a medium tease here. And this looks like a mess, and it doesn't look like it'll be something that will be pretty, but now comes the importance of smoothing. So, and that's why I like these brushes, because these brushes are particularly useful against this kind of mess and brushing out any surface layer without taking out that tease, which is kind of a common mistake and kind of a problem that you face. Is if you keep like messing with it and fidgeting with it, which I'm notorious for, you tend to brush out everything you'd worked for. So having something like this and really just softly, just like barely even pushing into the hair, you smooth, and you just keep smoothing, and then you'll slowly catch all of those runaway hairs, and then it'll slowly look more and more even, and so see, like that, we gave it a little bit of volume.
Yeah.
But there are different levels of teasing. So this is kind of like what people would call a base tease, and that just gives you just a bare minimum of volume. And sometimes when you're say rolling or making some very specific up style that needs some hold, you'll go to town on this. And when I say go to town, you will just keep on stacking it. And if you're kind of doing a drag hair that's meant to be performed in, you can spray periodically through each of these teases to really, really hold it in there. And then, so you have this standing up completely by itself. You smooth out the edges, and you can do whatever you want with it. Roll it up, make it a poof, It could be literally anything you want, and that's kind of just the bare minimum. You will. It looks very Grinch, and I love that.
Grinch meets There's Something About Mary.
I don't know what that is.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god! It's when it's Ben Still. I don't know. Anyway, she gets come.
Oh, love that for her. But yeah, that's gonna be your very
Grinch cockatoo.
Grinch cock.
Ooh, love that.
Yeah. This is gonna be just the bare minimum and easiest way to get into a tease.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so tasty. Does it taste like snot?
Yes. Snot girl snot.
Snotty bitch. Which brings me to the next thing that I was thinking about. A common mistake. It's in no way related, but that I see with people teasing for the first time is they. Another benefit of these. They're like little picks that you can just section super easy. Makes your life amazing. I always love a pointed edge on my brush.
What's that called? What kind of brush is that?
That's called a... The fuck do I know?
A rat tail?
See, I feel like it's some sort of tail,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it's called. Let me get back to you on that.
You got it.
Yeah, let me ask my colleagues.
Okay.
Yeah. But one of the main techniques that I see that is incorrect is that when people tease, rather than stacking the tease, so rather than going down and then letting go and pulling completely back from the hair and going back in, is they kind of just focus on one spot and they tease and then go like never really move and just kind of really pack it into this one spot, sometimes never fully pulling away. And when you don't pull away, you're prone to get your brush tangled into the actual hair. So you'll always want to be sure that you're, with each tease or each pull down, you're pulling your brush away from the hair and then creating a new section of tease. And then that makes your life so much easier also when you're brushing it out. Because if it's just a big old knot right there, that's gonna be a pain in the ass, even with your detangler. But your detangler is gonna be your best friend when it comes to brushing these out. If you do ever like think, oh, this is a stupid tease, I need to brush it out, you'll always just go from the ends. And that saves your hair, because as you know, that this is not the best for hair. There is bound to be breakage. These will get full of just hair that's in there, but this is a really full wig.
Yeah.
And especially with just drag hair, you're gonna have a lot of hair in there. So a lot of them are thinned out anyway, but if you lose a little bit of hair, it's not the end of the world. So if you're doing this right, you should lose not a whole lot. And if you're brushing this out right, you'll have some straggler hairs, but you don't want to be pulling out clumps and clumps, because that means your tease was just way too dense in like one pocket. So, and you see here, I'm starting at the edges and just pulling out. You don't hear a whole lot of pulling, crunching, or anything like that. But yeah, so always starting from the bottom, because first in, first out. That's not relevant, but started from the bottom, now we're here.
Got it.
And
like Walmart and then Drake.
Yeah, exactly. So on that note, I want to see, given the tools that I've given you, if you can give me a nice good tease into this hair. And you know what? I kind of want to leave this here. So you get to remix it with your side. And you have your choice of any of these, and you have pins.
And I have pins. So first, you want to section the hair, right? And then you want to down, away, down, away, down, away.
That's really beautiful, because you see you start to get this kind of, it comes to a point, you get smaller your tease, the closer it gets to the top.
Yeah, and I can actually...
It's like a little Christmas tree.
Yep, I can see the wave.
Once you start to see those waves, that's how you know you're doing it correctly. It should be pretty symmetrical. And another good thing that I would like to compliment you about is So when holding the hair when teasing, you have to have some give. That some of that hair has to fall out. So you don't want to hold it too tight, or else nothing's gonna, be able to get into that nice little tangle. So just give it your hold has to be kind of loose, but you have to know how much hair to let go of and how much to hold on to. And you did that amazingly. And that is one of those things that actually feeling the texture of the hair and when it leaves your fingers, it's like not something I can teach you. It's something that like feeling it will help you out.
Yeah.
But and here there's this tease kind of flops, and do you know why?
Which one? This one?
This one, yeah.
Because of the way it was teased.
Yeah, but more specifically, why do you think what's causing it to do that?
So position wise.
So it's not necessarily about position. It's just the fact that this doesn't fall. Do you see that? It's just staying straight up, and that's because this tease is very dense and it's nice thick in there, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's no tease at the very base, and the base tease is kind of the most important part because the rest of this will probably get kind of brushed out. But yeah. So I see right there you're doing. You're adding more tease on top of this kind of first layer here, so you're not getting there.
Here.
So don't be afraid to like get under there.
Yeah.
And get really close to where you want it, and just pack it in there.
Cool.
And you just kind of add to it, and then push everything down to that new tease.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And just like that, you have we have this nice horny Grinch girl, and she's beautiful. And with this, what we can actually do, since we have two sections, is
Wait, this like I think because one time you had me do this.
Yeah. So before you even start to tease them together, I would just kind of get them nice and into one cohesive unit.
Okay.
You want them to be kind of familiar. They're not going to necessarily be the same exact section quite yet, but
you know what I want to do with this now? Do a Grinch girl.
That would actually be kind of cute.
And in the front, dude.
Yeah. But you can get rough with this girl and just hold her.
Yeah.
She's ready for it. But yeah, so then you brush it together, and then you just get in there in between, right where the seam would be between the two, and you just tease it in there. Now it's kind of, it's like your best bet to do it on both seams. So
both seams. What do you mean?
So there's two pieces come together on
both sides.
Yeah, on both sides you're gonna have essentially a seam.
Okay.
But yeah, and now it's become one unit, and you can always just like feel her up, kind of get her nice and into herself.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, Tony, what the fuck do you think I'm fucking talking about? I'm from.
Oh my god,
Jersey.
I'm allergic to her.
Oh my god, I would be too.
You know what? Although I do want like.
Ooh. Yeah, she needs some tendrils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, you know what?
I'm going out. I'm looking pretty. I just don't talk to me if I don't got my rollers in my hair.
Who am I thinking of? She has orange hair and she has like those two.
Not a clue.
Oh my
I'm thinking
God.
Inkling.
I'm
from
thinking
Snap.
of Coco Pearl.
Oh, I was thinking Big Titty Bitch.
But does she have that?
I don't think so, but that's a good idea. But yeah, on that note, you passed today with flying colors.
Yay!
And I feel like there's so much more I can say, but for now, that's the little nugget of hair that I'm gonna leave with. And tune in next whenever the fuck to see me back again.
Yes.
But on that note,
Bye.
have a good time
See you next week.
on Drag-Cademy.
I'm finally allowed back. I was rudely kicked out. I'm here to say that I hope you learned a lot, and we'll see you next week.